Hey y'all, welcome back to another back to school week video. In case you're new here, every year I do a back to school week series where basically for a week every day I share a homeschool related video. This year I'm doing it earlier, so I'm focusing pretty much mostly on curriculum. I will be sharing in upcoming videos, sort of peppered throughout the next couple of months, our schedule, how we set that up, how I organize everything. I will be sharing all of that. But right now because I've got so many children that I'm homeschooling and different curriculums and stuff, I just wanted to sit down and get these videos out because I feel like they would be the most helpful to you right now. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what we're using for our preschoolers. Just a friendly reminder that every video during our back to school week, I include a giveaway. It's just a little thank you from me to you to say that I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. I love homeschoolers. I love homeschooling families. This has been our journey for so many years. I just wanted to give back to you in some little way. All the information about how to enter is down below in the description box, so be sure to check that out and enter today's giveaway. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a little bit about what we're doing with our preschoolers and homeschooling preschool. I do have it in the plans to make a more in-depth video with some real life footage type stuff, kind of showing you and giving you some examples of things. Because what I do want to say before I get in and show you books and stuff, I have maintained for many years that we do not start any kind of formal education with our kids until that child is ready and is showing interest in doing school. Now, I think that because our twins, who are 3, are seeing all of their older siblings doing schoolwork, it's really made them want to do it as well. And they're both they both really enjoy it. Different things, different reasons, but they show an interest in schoolwork in a way that none of our other kids have before at this age. So I'm just kind of leaning into that. But I do want to encourage you that if you have a 3-year-old who has zero interest in sitting down and doing anything in a workbook or piece of paper, that is totally fine. It is totally normal. Please do not stress, and please do not feel like you have to force school upon your child. We kind of have a little bit of a backwards idea about preschool and school in this country just because of the way our school system is set up. It's kind of forced kids into formal preschool. Some parents need that time so that they can work. Some parents want to put their kids in preschool so they could just get a little bit of a break. So no judgment from me. We have sent kids to preschool for various seasons of our life when it made more sense to more of a formal preschool. But by no means is that a necessary thing, especially if you're going to homeschool your kids and you're going to let them kind of take things at their own pace, which is how we like to do things. So again, I am just sharing what works for our family. If this doesn't work for your family, if you're hearing what I'm sharing and you're going either, that's way too much, I don't want to do that, don't. If you're hearing that and going, well, that is not enough, I make my child do X, Y, and Z, and I don't think that she's doing enough with her kids, that's fine too. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion and whatever works for them. And I just want to share what works for us and what we've seen success with, but particularly preschoolers. I'm a little bit probably overly passionate about relaxing our ideas about formal education for very young children. I think how I could sum it up much more concisely than I've done now would just be to say that it should all be child-led at this age. If your child is interested in doing these things, wants to do them, wants to do more, let them, don't stop them. But if they're not, they have zero interest, don't force them. That's how I could have summed all of that up. Goodness gracious, let's get into it. So I shared these in a previous homeschooling haul, but The Good and the Beautiful did release these doodles and pre-writing for littles. I went ahead and ordered the part 2. We already had the part 1, the purple books, and then I went ahead and ordered the part 2 as well, so they would have these to work through. And they really are just helping them to learn the very basics of tracing and writing letters and letter formation and all of that kind of stuff. So it's very basic, but all of my children love The Good and the Beautiful handwriting curriculums. They all love it. So it's really no surprise if my littlest ones do too. Again, they are almost 4. They're turning 4 soon. So they have these little handwriting books. And when I go over the schedule for the day, I can go over more and share with you. But I do also want to say that none of these preschool things are on any kind of a schedule. I don't say, you must do your handwriting book 3 days a week or 4 days a week or 5 days a week. You do your I have all this stuff together collectively, and they do it when they feel like it, transitioning from activities or something like that. If we've been outside and they're coming inside and we don't want them to, lay down in front of the TV, we'll say, do you guys want to do a little schoolwork? Do you want to work on this? Do you want to do your cutting and scissors or drawing or whatever? It's just included in the activities of things for them to do. They like to call it schoolwork because they hear the other kids calling theirs schoolwork. So they like to call it schoolwork, though admittedly, I wouldn't necessarily choose that. So again, from that haul video, they also have these little scissor skills books. This is just, again, we're just working on fine motor skills, on holding a pencil, on recognizing letters, sounds, writing them, formation, cutting with scissors. These are all just very basic toddler preschool type activities. I just keep them all kind of like in a bin together. So they can work on handwriting, they can do that. We also picked up this daily calendar from Melissa and Doug. And this is just, again, it goes over like the month, date, year, yesterday, today is, tomorrow will be like days of the week, seasons, temperatures, weather, activities, holidays, and how they feel. It's just something fun to do in the mornings. It's got all of the different magnets on the back here that they can choose from. And it's really fun just to start kind of introducing the calendar concepts and dates and days of the week and all of that. For some kids, that stuff is really easy to learn. It makes sense to their brain and they just go, okay, it's a calendar, it's this, 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 and they memorize it well. For others, it takes time and repetition. So we're just kind of including that. I also have an Osmo. So I will leave that link down below. It's something that I got the twins for Christmas. You incorporate it with like an iPad type device. It's got a lot of different uses, different ways that you can utilize it with your kids, but that's sort of one of the, if your kids do want to be playing a game, doing something on a tablet, doing something with electronics, that's a good thing to add, an educational thing to add, is an Osmo. And then we also let them do apps like Starfall, Reading Eggs. Those are kind of the main ones that we use for them right now. I do have other kid apps and learning apps and stuff like that, but we pretty much stick with Starfall and Reading Eggs. Those have worked really well for us. And then, if they are showing more interest and they're grasping these things and we want to do more, I have copious amounts of phonics curriculums, beginning phonics curriculums. I've got all about reading. I've got hooked on phonics. I've got lots of different things that we can do. And of course, we've got all of their art supplies for them to just do art projects, watercolors, dots, that sort of thing. And then we also do the KiwiCo membership, doing the Kiwi crates. I've shared about them a lot on my vlog channel. We've been using them for years. So my daughters really love those. So we get monthly crates from KiwiCo to be able to do projects. And those are like science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Oh, I almost forgot and I wanted to show you guys. So I plan to laminate these, but I did get these really beautiful number flashcards. I will leave her shop link down below. She has some really incredible stuff, some things that I am very tempted to incorporate, though I don't need any more curriculum for this year. But she's got these beautiful watercolor printables for numbers, so I did those. And then also these for shapes. They're just, whoops, upside down. They're just really beautiful and different than the things that you find in Target in the dollar section. These butterflies going over colors. They're just absolutely stunning, like little pieces of artwork, basically. So I'm going to be laminating these for the twins to use as well as flashcards for some numbers and shapes and colors and things like that. So I'll leave her shop linked down below, but I wanted to include these as well because they're just stunning. Hopefully what you're getting from this video is that preschool is very like loosey-goosey for us. Again, it's very child-led. Whatever they're interested in, whatever they want to do, we do. Some days that means that we're just eating snacks and playing outside and looking at bugs. And I just, again, maybe I should do a separate video about this and kind of take you through a couple of days and show you what they look like and how we learn through life. I mean, that may be difficult to film, but I could probably find a way. Just as an example, in the evenings, I do my garden walk out in the garden and I go and I check on my plants and I just kind of look everything over, and it's just my evening garden walk, and the twins love to come join me for that. and they ask me so many questions, and I take the opportunity to talk to them about pollination and bees, and we talk about funguses and things growing on the plants and the dirt and the water and how much water they need. And they ask questions about the rain gauge and the flowers, and when they see me deadheading flowers, they ask questions about, why are you taking that flower off? And we get to talk about life cycles. And it's just, obviously it's very much at a 3-year-old level. But my point is that through life, through helping me cook, through helping me in the garden, through being outside, through having the animals, they're learning all kinds of things. Our chickens have started laying eggs, and so they have many questions about that. So we're able to talk about those things. So it's just sort of living life and learning together through our life experiences. I feel like that's, the biggest gift that I can give them. And all of this stuff, while I enjoy it, and sometimes it's a great distraction for them if I need it, it is not necessary to getting your kids through the early preschool years, the toddler years, and the younger years. Just love them well, read to them, do life with them, talk to them, engage with them. Sometimes as parents, we get so busy that we're tempted to brush off toddlers and hand them something to get them out of our hair. But including them when we can, talking to them and taking the time to listen to those 500 questions that they're asking us, and just bringing ourselves down to their level, seeing the world through their eyes, what they're seeing, the things they're questioning, the things they don't understand. It really is, and this is I'm not preaching at you. This is just old mom feeling nostalgic because my oldest is going into high school, and I realize how fast it goes and how silly it is to waste my time. I look at where she is now and how she's doing and thriving, and I'm sad for any day that I wasted stressing over worksheets when she was 3 or 4 years old. So just don't do that to yourself. It's not necessary. Anyway, so that's my little soapbox about preschool. Okay, so that's it for today's Back to School Week video. I've got more coming for you this week, so hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to check out the giveaway stuff down below in the description box, and I will see you guys again tomorrow for another Back to School Week video. Bye.
Well, I don't mind to slow down anymore. I don't mind the sound of my shoes on your floor. Don't mind selling out or playing